Pat Sajak has recently disclosed the profound motives driving his choice to step down after over 40 years with Wheel of Fortune, leaving his audience in a state of shock. Since his retirement announcement last June, a flurry of speculations regarding his departure has emerged, causing him and his co-worker, Vanna White, considerable distress. To know more about Pat Sajak's retirement story, don't miss this video. In June 2023, Pat Sajak, the beloved host of Wheel of Fortune, made a significant announcement that would mark the end of an era for the long-running game show. Sajak revealed that the 41st season of Wheel of Fortune, set to begin in September, would be his final season as host. His decision to step down was met with a mixture of nostalgia and gratitude from fans and colleagues alike. Sajak's announcement came through a statement to Bloomberg News, in which he expressed his sentiments about leaving the show that had become a staple of American television. "Well, the time has come," Sajak said. "I've decided that our 41st season, which begins in September, will be my last. It's been a wonderful ride, and I'll have more to say in the coming months. Many thanks to you all." This statement reflected both his appreciation for the journey and his intention to take some time before elaborating further on his decision. In addition to his official statement, Sajak took to Twitter to share the news with his followers. The social media post was met with an outpouring of responses from fans who had grown up with Sajak as the familiar and comforting presence on their television screens. Many expressed their sadness at the prospect of losing the iconic host, while also acknowledging his well-deserved retirement. One Twitter user, reacting to the news, wrote, "No! That's me selfishly screaming for you to stay. Of course, you deserve an amazing retirement. Thank you for being a national treasure, sir." This comment encapsulated the feelings of many fans who had come to view Sajak not just as a game show host, but as a cherished figure in their lives. The term national treasure underscored the profound impact Sajak had on American pop culture and the deep affection many viewers held for him. Another response reflected on the personal connection fans had with Sajak through the show. A Twitter user commented, "Big part of my childhood with my family. Thanks for the many laughs and entertainment." This sentiment highlighted the role that Wheel of Fortune had played in the lives of countless families, with Sajak as the constant, reassuring presence who had been a part of their evening routines for decades. The show's blend of entertainment and family-friendly fun created lasting memories for many viewers, and Sajak's departure was seen as the end of a significant chapter in their lives. In June 2024, Pat Sajak appeared on Good Morning America to discuss his decision to retire from Wheel of Fortune and reflect on his long and celebrated career. At the time of his departure, Sajak was 77 years old, and his decision to leave the show was driven by a desire to enjoy a more relaxed phase of his life. Sajak's remarks on the program conveyed a sense of nostalgia and satisfaction as he looked back on his tenure. "It's been a little bit wistful and all that, but I'm enjoying it and taking it all in and reflecting on the great run," he shared. His words underscored the emotional significance of his departure, acknowledging both the bittersweet nature of leaving a beloved role and the deep appreciation he felt for the impact of his work. He highlighted how Wheel of Fortune had transcended its status as merely a popular game show, becoming an integral part of American popular culture and the lives of its viewers. "Somewhere along the line, we became more than a popular show. We became part of the popular culture. And more importantly, we became part of people's lives. And that's been awfully gratifying," Sajak reflected. This statement emphasized the profound connection between the show and its audience, and the role he played in creating that bond over decades. Sajak also discussed the timing of his retirement, explaining his belief in stepping away from a role a couple of years too early rather than a couple of years too late. This philosophy, he explained, was a guiding principle for making his decision. By leaving while he still felt enthusiastic and engaged, Sajak aimed to ensure that his departure would be remembered positively and that he would avoid overstaying his welcome. Regarding what lay ahead, Sajak expressed a sense of anticipation and contentment with the prospect of embracing a more leisurely lifestyle. He shared his eagerness to engage in simple pleasures, such as spending time with his family and pursuing personal interests. "I'm perfectly happy if it just means that I'll continue with my crossword puzzles and play with grandchildren. Hint, hint, hint. No pressure," he said with a touch of humor. This light-hearted comment revealed his excitement about enjoying more time with loved ones and indulging in hobbies that had been secondary to his demanding career. In a noteworthy development following his retirement from Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak's first major post-game show project was announced. Sajak was set to take on a role in the play Prescription, Murder, which would be staged at Honolulu's Hawaii Theater from July 31st to August 10th, 2025. This role represented a significant shift from his long career in television to live theater, showcasing his versatility as an entertainer. Sajak's participation in Prescription Murder would mark a new chapter in his career, highlighting his desire to explore different facets of performing arts. In the play, Sajak was cast as psychiatrist Roy Fleming, a character who devises a complex plot to murder his neurotic and possessive wife. The role promised to offer Sajak an opportunity to delve into dramatic and intense material, contrasting sharply with his familiar, light-hearted persona from Wheel of Fortune. The character of Roy Fleming was central to the play's plot, creating a perfect alibi for the murder and adding layers of intrigue and suspense. Joining Sajak in the production was his longtime friend, Joe Moore, a respected Con TV Hawaii newscaster and actor. Moore was set to portray Lieutenant Columbo, the iconic detective known for his seemingly bumbling yet highly perceptive approach to solving crimes. Columbo's character is famous for engaging in a psychological duel with suspects, uncovering the truth through a mix of charm and cunning. This role was pivotal, as Columbo would engage in a cat-and-mouse battle of wits with Sajak's character, leading to the play's surprising climax. The announcement of Sajak's new role was met with interest and excitement from fans and critics alike. It marked a bold departure from his career as a game show host and showcased his readiness to embrace new challenges. The choice of Prescription, Murder, a play that delves into themes of crime and deception, provided an intriguing contrast to Sajak's long-standing association with Wheel of Fortune and its family-friendly content. For those familiar with Sajak's career, this transition was not entirely unexpected. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight in September 2022, Sajak hinted at his impending departure from the game show, suggesting that his time with Wheel of Fortune was nearing its end. "We're not going to do this for another 40 years. The end is near," he had remarked. Sajak's reflection on his tenure with the show underscored his acknowledgement of the need for change and his pride in the long-standing connection he had with audiences. "It's an honor to have been in people's living rooms for that long. People were out there welcoming us. We're happy and proud," he added. On April 26, 2023, a curious incident occurred during an episode of Wheel of Fortune that fueled speculation and rumors about Pat Sajak's future with the show. During that episode, Sajak was noticeably absent from the bonus round, a segment typically associated with his presence as the longtime host. His unexplained departure from the stage led to a flurry of confusion and concern among fans, who took to social media to voice their questions and theories. The episode's host duties for the bonus round were unexpectedly taken over by Jim Thornton, the show's announcer since 2011. Thornton's temporary role as the host during this segment was unusual, given that Sajak was the mainstay of the show for decades. The situation led to a wave of speculation about the reasons behind Sajak's sudden absence. Some fans speculated that Sajak might have been ill or perhaps facing other personal issues. Where is Pat Sajak for the final puzzle? Wheel of Fortune, one Twitter user asked, reflecting the collective curiosity and concern of the show's audience. Another viewer commented, "I've never seen it happen. Wild," a response that highlighted the rarity and unexpected nature of the incident. Adding to the intrigue, Sajak returned during the closing credits of the episode and jokingly asked co-host Vanna White, "Did I miss anything?" White's lighthearted response, "Not much, just the bonus round," further piqued fans' interest and speculation. The exchange between Sajak and White, while casual, did little to quell the ongoing debate among viewers about what might have caused the brief disruption. The timing of Sajak's absence and Thornton's unexpected hosting role led some viewers to speculate that this might have been a strategic move or a trial run for Thornton, suggesting that it could be a form of audition for a potential future role as the show's host. Can't help thinking this is Jim's soft audition for Dasha Wheel of Fortune, our Pat Sajak job. And yes, we are their focus group. Let your opinions be known. My dad spotted it right away and gives Jim a thumbs up, one Twitter user wrote. This comment illustrated how some fans viewed the incident as a potential prelude to a significant change in the show's hosting dynamic, with Thornton's performance during the episode seen as a possible indicator of future developments. The speculation surrounding Vanna White potentially stepping into the role of host for Wheel of Fortune after Pat Sajak's departure was a topic of considerable discussion. Given White's deep familiarity with the show and her long-standing partnership with Sajak, it was natural for some to consider her as a successor. However, several factors made this a complex issue. White's extensive experience as a co-host for 40 years positioned her as a highly knowledgeable candidate for the role. She had been an integral part of the show's success and had an intimate understanding of its dynamics, which could make her a logical choice for hosting. Her rapport with the audience and her familiarity with the game mechanics were seen as significant assets. Despite these strengths, White's potential candidacy was complicated by her age and the prospect of retirement. At 66, she was approaching an age when many in the industry might consider retirement. The network might have been hesitant to begin a new era of hosting with someone who might be looking to step down in the near future. This consideration added a layer of complexity to the decision, as the network would need to balance continuity with long-term stability. Furthermore, White and Sajak had become synonymous with each other in the eyes of the American public. Their partnership had been a defining feature of Wheel of Fortune, and their combined presence had created a unique dynamic that was deeply ingrained in the show's identity. The idea of transitioning to a format where only White was the face of the show might have been challenging for viewers to adjust to, given their established association with Sajak. This was demonstrated in a limited capacity when White briefly stepped into the host role during Sajak's surgery in 2019. During his recovery, White took over hosting duties and managed the show with her characteristic charm and professionalism. Her performance during this period was well received, showcasing her capability as a host. However, this temporary role did not fully address the broader implications of a permanent transition. White's brief stint as host highlighted her skill and the respect she commanded from the audience, but it also underscored the challenge of replacing an iconic duo. The transition from having both Sajak and White to just White might have been a significant shift for fans who had come to associate the show with their joint presence. The possibility of Vanna White stepping into the host role on Wheel of Fortune after Pat Sajak's departure has intrigued many, given her deep connection with the show and its history. To understand the gravity of this potential transition, it's important to revisit how Vanna White came to be such an iconic figure in the program and the circumstances that shaped her career. Vanna White's journey to becoming a central figure on Wheel of Fortune began in a rather serendipitous manner. In 1982, White was known primarily for her role as a dancer on the television show Dance Fever, which was produced by Merv Griffin, the same visionary behind Wheel of Fortune. During the production of Dance Fever, White crossed paths with Griffin. Impressed by her charisma and striking appearance, Griffin decided to take a chance on her. The opportunity came to White almost by accident. Griffin, recognizing her potential, contacted her shortly after their meeting and offered her the chance to audition for the co-host position on Wheel of Fortune. White, eager for a new opportunity and enthusiastic about the prospect, eagerly accepted. This chance came as a pleasant surprise to White, who received the offer on Thanksgiving Day. By the end of the year, she had secured the role, marking the beginning of her storied career on the show. White's introduction to the show was a significant shift from her predecessor, Susan Stafford. Stafford had been the original letter-turner on Wheel of Fortune, a role she reportedly found less than fulfilling. Stafford's dissatisfaction with the position was well known, and her attitude towards the role was less than enthusiastic. This contrast with White's outlook was stark. White approached her new role with a sense of gratitude and excitement that was palpable. When Griffin was asked about his decision to choose White over other candidates, he cited her unique ability to turn the letters as a key factor. Griffin's choice was not just about finding someone to fulfill a role, but finding someone who excelled in it. White's performance as the letter-turner was exceptional, and her natural charm and grace quickly won over audiences. Her role as co-host became an integral part of the show's success and identity. In addition, the possibility of Maggie Sajak, Pat Sajak's daughter, taking over the hosting duties of Wheel of Fortune also has been a topic of speculation and interest in recent years. This discussion gained traction, especially after a memorable trivia segment on the show that featured both Pat and Maggie engaging in playful banter. The dynamic between them during this segment led many viewers to consider the possibility of Maggie stepping into the role of host, given her evident connection to the show and her background. Maggie Marie Sajak, born in 1995, grew up in Severna Park, Maryland. From an early age, it was clear that she had a passion for the arts. At just 12 years old, she began taking guitar lessons, setting the stage for her future endeavors in music. Maggie's musical journey has been marked by her dedication to country music, a genre that she has embraced throughout her career. Her style has often been compared to renowned artists like Jewel and Michelle Branch, though she also draws clear influences from established country stars such as Carrie Underwood and Sheryl Crow. In 2011, Maggie released her debut single, First Kiss, which marked the beginning of her musical career. Her work in country music has been well received, and she has carved out a niche for herself as a promising artist in the industry. Despite her focus on music, Maggie has remained closely connected to the world of Wheel of Fortune, often appearing on the show and engaging with fans. The music video for this single, directed by the acclaimed Trey Fanjoy, garnered significant attention when it was featured on Wheel of Fortune in January 2012. The episode celebrated Maggie's 17th birthday, providing a special platform for her burgeoning music career and marking an early intersection of her professional endeavors with the popular game show. Following the release of First Kiss, Maggie continued to build her musical career, recording several other singles that contributed to her growing reputation as a country artist. One notable single was prominently featured in the season finale of the reality series Sweet Home Alabama, showcasing her music to a wider audience and further establishing her presence in the entertainment industry. In 2013, while she was a freshman at Princeton University, Maggie expanded her public profile through a fashion shoot for Teen Vogue. This opportunity highlighted her versatility and appeal beyond music, drawing attention to her as a rising star in both fashion and entertainment. Her appearance in Teen Vogue reflected her ability to capture the interest of a broad audience and illustrated her growing influence in the media. Maggie's connection with Wheel of Fortune deepened in January 2020, when she stepped in as a letter-turner for a week. During this period, Vanna White was hosting the show in place of Pat Sajak, who was recovering from surgery. Maggie's role as a substitute letter turner allowed her to gain first-hand experience on the set, demonstrating her capability to seamlessly integrate into the show's format while maintaining its familiar charm. Her involvement with Wheel of Fortune became more formalized in 2021 when she officially joined the team as a social media correspondent. This role allowed Maggie to engage with the show's audience in a new way, utilizing social media platforms to connect with fans, share behind-the-scenes content, and promote the show's activities. Her role as a social media correspondent provided a modern touch to the show's outreach and further solidified her place within the Wheel of Fortune family. The intrigue surrounding Maggie's potential as a host began to take shape during the Holiday Trivia with Pat and Vanna special that aired in December 2022. In this episode, Maggie took on the role of host, engaging her father, Pat, and co-host Vanna White in a series of festive holiday trivia questions. The segment was a playful and light-hearted showcase of Maggie's hosting abilities as she quizzed Pat and Vanna on various holiday-related topics, including Santa Claus's nicknames and Yuletide traditions. Maggie's performance during this special received positive feedback from viewers, but it was Pat Sajak's comments that particularly fueled speculation. At the end of the episode, Pat praised his daughter's hosting skills, remarking that she was actually a good host. This seemingly casual endorsement carried weight, given Pat's long-standing role as the face of Wheel of Fortune. His praise was seen by many fans as a subtle endorsement of Maggie's capabilities, prompting widespread discussions about her potential future role on the show. The notion of Maggie Sajak succeeding her father as the host of Wheel of Fortune gained traction, partly due to the natural progression of her involvement with the show. Maggie's earlier appearances on the show, including her role as a letter-turner substitute and her position as a social media correspondent, had already established her familiarity with the show's format and operations. Her growing presence on Wheel of Fortune made the idea of her stepping into a more prominent role seem like a logical next step. However, some fans also speculated about the possibility of Maggie taking over Vanna White's letter-turning duties rather than the host role. This speculation was partly due to Maggie's demonstrated ability to seamlessly integrate into the show's format and her visible connection to the show's legacy. Yet, the strong reactions to Pat's comments and the ongoing discussion about her potential role as host overshadowed these alternative scenarios. During her time as a social media correspondent, Maggie made several appearances both on stage and in behind-the-scenes clips. These appearances provided fans with glimpses of her personality and her growing comfort with the show's environment. While her role was primarily focused on digital content, her consistent involvement with Wheel of Fortune was seen by many as a strategic move to introduce her to the show's audience and familiarize her with its dynamics. The idea that Maggie's social media role might be a stepping stone toward a more substantial position on the show gained traction among fans and industry observers. The speculation was fueled by the perception that her role was part of a broader plan to prepare her for a potential future as a host or letter-turner. This speculation was further supported by Maggie's earlier experience filling in for Vanna White in 2020 when she took on the letter-turning duties while Vanna was hosting in Pat Sajak's absence. Her performance during that period demonstrated her ability to adapt to the show's format and provided a preview of her potential capabilities in a more prominent role. The notion that Maggie might eventually take on a larger role on Wheel of Fortune was bolstered by her family connection to Pat Sajak. In the realm of entertainment, where the focus on Nepo babies, the children of established celebrities, can lead to scrutiny and backlash, Maggie's potential advancement within the show was met with mixed reactions. While some fans and insiders saw her involvement as a natural progression and a way to ensure continuity on the show, others voiced concerns about the influence of nepotism in determining her role. However, Completely different from what we expected, the announcement of Ryan Seacrest as the new host of Wheel of Fortune came shortly after Pat Sajak's retirement was confirmed, marking a significant transition for the iconic game show. The news, unveiled a few weeks after Sajak's exit was officially announced, set the stage for a new chapter in the show's storied history. Seacrest, known for his extensive career in television and radio, including his long tenure as the host of American Idol, was chosen to take over hosting duties from Sajak beginning in season 42, which was slated to premiere in the fall of 2024. This decision was met with a mix of excitement and curiosity from fans and industry insiders alike, who were eager to see how Seacrest would bring his own flair to the beloved game show. In a statement shared on Instagram on June 27, 2023, Seacrest expressed his gratitude and sense of responsibility regarding his new role. "I'm truly humbled to be stepping into the footsteps of the legendary Pat Sajak," he wrote. Seacrest acknowledged the profound impact Sajak and Vanna White had on the show and its viewers, reflecting on their remarkable 40-year run. "I can say, along with the rest of America, that it's been a privilege and pure joy to watch Pat and Vanna on our television screens for an unprecedented 40 years, making us smile every night and feel right at home with them," he continued. The speculation about Seacrest's potential involvement gained traction when Bloomberg reporter Lucas Shaw tweeted that Ryan Seacrest was in discussions with the producers of Wheel of Fortune. Shaw indicated that while Seacrest was a strong contender, the situation was still fluid. "Some sources say he's the frontrunner. Others say he is just one of many interested," Shaw noted, highlighting the uncertainty and multiple possibilities that were being considered at the time. The notion of Seacrest taking over the role was met with considerable interest and debate. Seacrest's extensive experience as a television host, notably his long tenure with American Idol, positioned him as a fitting candidate to take over the reins of a major television game show. His track record suggested he had the charisma and skill necessary to engage viewers and manage the dynamics of Wheel of Fortune. What do you think about Pat Sajak's decision to retire? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.